Okay, good morning, mate. Yeah, MAV. Let's take a look at MAV and ICE, not ICX, EOS. Yeah, the last video we talked about, it would be very nice if it came down and kind of stop hunt at this level because, you know, there's a lot of liquidity below here, and on top of that, there's this giant sort of unfilled wick. Now, a lot of times I would like to see that happening. At this point, the market has continued to be strong and continued to hold up. So we did not get that yet. So let's have a look through it. I would still like it to get hit, actually, to be honest. Now, I would probably trade the monthly charts. There's 2 days left on this, as you can see. So, oh, that's the wrong thing. You can see here, this is technically a bit of a bearish candle. Okay, so now the bearish candle could get negated, right? That's always a possibility. We've seen that in Bitcoin this time. We had a bearish stop hunt like this with Bitcoin and we dropped, but it ended up bouncing back up and flipping green. Now this is not going to flip green because there's only 2 days left in the month, or highly unlikely to flip green. So we need to watch a new month. The way I would play it, there is a long here, but if the long rejects, if it bounces and starts to reject in this area, it's a dangerous area in this situation because that's going to be a resistance point and it could actually lead to new lows. Okay, I still think that is a real possibility. It's not guaranteed for sure, but there's so much liquidity down below here. This is technically a bearish candle. This monthly is technically bearish. But bearish candles can get negated. I'm just saying, at the start of the new month, the way I would trade it, there's two levels. And the first level is down here in the wick, you know, somewhere, I would say, you know, somewhere kind of down in there. These are your two main ranges that you need to be following. If price first at the start of the month dips down, it's probably likely a buying opportunity to then go higher, right, up into this level. That's when it's going to get into a key level. If it can break this level, obviously, and form that bullish engulfing candle, it probably can then go higher. But if it starts to reject in this level, then I would think it's going to roll over and potentially get down to new lows below here. So that's the way I would play this at the moment. It's been frustrating. I mean, that's 3 months there is continued to chop here. So a breakout of this, you know, I would even say, well, I would say probably there, a breakout of these two white lines is going to cause a big move in that direction. In the meantime, these are the narrowed down ranges I would be looking at. A dip here at the start of the month, first, can be a buy opportunity for a bounce higher. If price bounces straight away and has no wick, there's a possibility that could be a short up here for a move down. So yeah, so that's the way I would play it. I would keep an eye on those two levels. There's only 2 days left. You know, we've had a nice strong. Another thing is, a lot of altcoins are bouncing this month and they are green on the month. This is red on the month. So that's a slight sign of relative weakness. The fact that this is not green on the month when every other altcoin is green on the month. So there's a bit of weakness in that. But we need to watch that new monthly candle and see how it starts to perform. Now you want to look at Dino coins here. Now straight off the bat, that looks like a very nice setup right here to continue to go higher. There's a monthly candle at this point, and that's, you know, it's exactly what you want to see, and it kind of implies that there probably is some higher move here. You know, there, how do I want to say it? The resistance point, I suppose, is here, right? Any bounce up into that is still in a bear market, right? If you start to, like, the thing is, you need to take out this high and maybe even this high to confirm a real bull market. So there's not going to be any confirmation that there's a real bull market yet, in a way, if you're just using the structural side of the things on the chart. But price very likely could bounce back up into this white line, at the least. Now you can see here, if I just draw this here roughly, you can see where this bounced right up into resistance point and then went lower. This bounced up into, well, it bounced up into this resistance point basically and went lower. It created this range and then went lower. This should in theory continue. Now there's a monthly chart. It should in theory continue bouncing up into this sort of area here again. Then we need to see how strong the overall market is to see if it can bounce through that level. At this point, this is looking decent. I mean, the fact that we've closed, let me delete this actually, the fact that we've closed above the yellow 9 EMA, now it's unusual, not unusual, it's important, it's unusual in the downtrend to get above it and not be important. You can see we've closed above it here. The last time we closed above the yellow 9 EMA was here and prices went higher. The other time we closed above it was here and prices went higher. So it is implying here that dips this week in theory should be buying opportunities, and I do like to watch the level of the yellow 9 EMA in these circumstances. This is on a weekly chart. So if there's a dip down into this sort of area here, that is probably a good buying opportunity. Let's look at this on a daily chart to see. So if there's a flush back down just up here, you can see this daily apex starting to form. We had a apex here, very choppy, took a long time, and this moved up, but this is just getting above the trending tool is giving a sell, but you can see here the trending tool give a sell, recapturing this, but trending tool can get caught out like that in strong moves. Now when I say get caught out, if we actually look at this on a daily chart, there actually was a very nice drop coming off this. So I'm not saying the trending tool didn't work. You can see there was actually a 3 or 4% drop coming off there off the opening price right down. So the trending tool did work, but we have let's go back here, wherever that is. Yeah, so this one didn't really work at this point. So you know, I would be watching this doji candle. You can see, I suppose there was doji candles up here and it gave a dip back down. There was a doji candle here, it gave a dip back down. A doji candle here, I suppose it gave a dip back down. If this doji candle can give a little bit of a dip back down into this range, you can see this would be support here. Now I could probably extend that out there. You can see prices kind of broke through resistance, 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 and it's broke through that, so it dips and it's created a higher high here. See here and here, you can see that this is now created a higher high, so there's a bullishness to this. So dips here down into this level are, in my opinion, are buys for moves up into this apex, you know, up into here. Now I don't know if you're thinking longer term, but so far EOS looks to be performing well, looks to be setting up well, I probably should say. Like if you look at the RSI as well, when look at price spiking up onto the oversold, when price spiked up the oversold, there was still this, all of this to happen, and you can see there was the first spike up, but price, as the RSI stayed strong up here, price did continue to rise. As you can see, we got this spike right here, which is here. Okay, and you can see that the RSI remains strong and elevated up here, and you still get that continuation. Now this is likely to do something similar as the RSI is up here. The RSI is up here, and it's probably likely to continue higher. And you know, we need to see obviously if this time is different, if this is the real bottom. If you've been following in the group, as you may have seen, you know, I've expected sort of doji candles this year. This is deep red on the year as well still, you know, it's beat down. I expected small candles this year for most altcoins and most of the market. Obviously Bitcoin is performing better. I didn't expect Bitcoin to go this high already, but it's next year that I would expect more green candles in the altcoin market, in the yearly charts that is. So if EOS can bounce a little bit here and towards the end of the year, it would form a beautiful doji candle that would then set up a new year to potentially have a green year. So there could be a real bottom in this. It's possible. But also I would trade the new yearly candle.